Welcome to Comics Experiment, the show right here at Comicstorian where we go over some fun comic news, look at other people's fun comic lists, and basically just discuss comic-related stuff in general. No, you keep petting Dan. This show is filmed every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, except the Thursday that this you would have thought would have been aired on because we had to take it off early and film it early. It's also then uploaded early to our patreon.com/comicstorian page, so twitch.tv/eligiblemonster and patreon.com/comicstorian. Now, today's episode is going to be a tad bit shorter than usual because we are basically doing a bonus episode to give you guys our information on the James Gunn situation before I take off to go to the charity event that I'm doing this, well, at the time of you watching this, I'll have been at the charity event for the entire week.
Yeah. And we will have the week off.
So today's episode is brought to you by Calm. Stress is something that affects most people in the world, including those of us at the Eligible Monster office. This can lead to feeling exhausted throughout the day, but then continues to affect us when we try to go to bed and find ourselves unable to sleep. Well, that's why we're partnering up with the Calm app. Calm is the #1 app to help reduce anxiety and stress, as well as aid in a better night's rest. Calm provides a selection of guided meditation, as well as a new meditation each day. There are also sleep stories, which are essentially adult bedtime stories to help you relax and also provide some soothing music and sounds like the white noise of a rainstorm if that's what you find helps you best. Right now, Comics Experiment listeners get 25% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/RNBE. CALM.com/RNBE. So head on over there and get unlimited access to all of Calm's content at calm.com/RNBE and start reducing that stress and get calm. In all seriousness, though, guys, wow, what is wrong with me today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, seriously. Can I get a water, Gary? That'd be great. Gary's listening to his iPod.
Yep.
Cool.
He's not paying attention. He's not even paying attention. Usually he notices when we're talking to him.
Gary.
Can we have a water? Sure. Anyway, guys, seriously, when they send this over to me, every product that we get here in the office, I do check beforehand to ensure, that'd be great, to ensure that it's something we would actually use. And I do have a lot of problems sleeping, so I did try this app out, and it is really effective, and I did enjoy it. So, as usual, I did tweet this out at Comicstorian, so I'll get your guys' opinions on it very shortly after this. Anyway, guys.
Who gave him the gauntlet?
You did.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Anyway, guys.
All right, taking the water or the gauntlet away from him. I don't know which. I don't care.
Take one.
Take one of the things away from him.
Oh, God.
Thank God it wasn't
Gauntlet.
No, I got the gauntlet. The gauntlet is mine. If you come near me, I will snap.
You can't snap.
Am I going to be the Spider-Man in this story? Pull it off.
And I'll be the Star-Lord. Screw the entire galaxy.
Anyway, guys, if you weren't following what's been going on, James Gunn got fired from Disney for tweets that he put out about 10 years ago.
No.
We're not here to discuss the tweets.
He was never fired.
Well, I want to talk about those theories and things like that. Okay.
Right.
So here's what we know as far as news goes. 10 years ago, he made some bad tweets, bad jokes, stuff like that. Regardless of how you take them or if you feel how serious they were or whatever, it was 10 years ago. It's my opinion on the whole deal.
Also, if you're curious about that, we did a podcast a while back that you can go and watch.
Yeah, we actually went through the tweets, and yes, they were bad jokes in my opinion.
They were very
bad. All right, but it was 10 years ago. Anyway, he was fired from Disney. Rumors started to circulate that there was a whole bunch of reasons why he got fired, that it was behind the scenes, blah, 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 blah.
It wasn't actually the tweets.
What ended up happening was WB then hired him on to do
Suicide Squad.
I believe Brightburn was already in the works.
Well, they were publishing Brightburn. That was part of the deal.
Okay.
They were going to publish it.
They're publishing it and
not publish it, but whatever the term for company producing. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So Brightburn is pretty much part of the deal, but the big thing that came out of that was that James Gunn is going to, I guess, soft reboot the full
reboot.
reboot.
Okay. So originally it was soft reboot sequel.
Yes.
Now it's full reboot.
They said full reboot. Yeah. He gets to write it and direct it.
Right. Okay. And he's get to recast the whole movie and everything.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm cool with.
Now,
Very cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just so you guys know the chain of events so that we can discuss the theories and the rumors and our opinions on this whole thing. What then happened is the Fox deal apparently is going through and is being finalized on the 20th. Okay, that's when we'll know the official word if it went through or not.
Okay.
Like from all intensive purposes, we can all assume it's through. But like that's the official.
Other than like the official, like let me just dot the
Yeah.
I's and cross the T's.
Then word came down that James Gunn has been rehired by Marvel. Disney brought him back on to do the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie. And they've already worked out how that's going to work with WB. Basically, he's going to focus on his WB project first.
Then
Once it's completely done, then he's going to focus on Guardians, which basically just pushes back Guardians. I don't think they're going to keep the timeline with that, but they haven't said. But I think it's a safe assumption.
well, I
they
mean,
will push it back.
after he was fired, we didn't know when it was coming out anyway.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't it 2021? That's what I
I
thought.
don't think so.
I think it was left on the schedule from when he was working on it, and then when they took him off, they never
Adjusted.
Yeah.
My assumption is that it'll probably be at least pushed back 1 year.
I would say
Depending-
2022.
yeah.
Yeah.
And depending on how quickly they can actually get through Suicide Squad.
Well, because so Brightburn's supposed to be coming out. Is it next month?
Soon.
Soonish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously he's going to start work. I mean, they've already started talking about the script and the actors and yada yada for Suicide Squad. So that'll probably come out middle of next year.
You don't get water until.
You got to move.
If
it
you
farther.
want water, you trade me the gauntlet for it.
Yeah.
Don't mix them up.
I don't remember which is which.
I-
now. This is men's, I think. Yeah. So you got to figure Suicide Squad probably going to at least
Give me the gauntlet.
probably finish filming by the end of the year, or start filming by the end of the year. Probably come out middle of the end of next year.
Yeah.
So probably Suicide Squad the year after.
Yeah.
Or Guardians, I would say the year after.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is, as far as we know, the publicly announced
Yes.
things. There's no illicit stuff happening. There's no theories. There's no rumors. I already told you guys the theory that WB had supposedly orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah.
All of that. So
Which would be hilarious.
It would
before
be
we
so
go
great.
into what the theories are as to what has apparently happened, if this is what the comic book fandom is discussing, and I will dispute all of your theories, the key ones, in a minute, because I just can't wait to do that. What do you guys think about James Gunn coming back?
I think it's great. I
Yep.
mean, let's be honest. Guardians 1 and 2 were amazing.
Yes.
Made you care about characters in a team that in the comics you didn't really care about that much.
I didn't care about them at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even like them in Annihilation.
Yeah.
When that movie came out, I'm like a full-blown Guardians fanboy now.
I went
Oh,
from.
incredibly
I swoon over Chris Pratt now.
Well, who does?
well, I mean, let's be honest.
I swoon over Groot. Then.
I only watched the Jurassic World reboot,
Because of Chris Pratt.
legit because of Chris Pratt.
Which is hilarious
think
if you
that's
go
most
back to
people.
his Community or Parks and Recs
Right.
days where he was just the big chubby funny guy.
Yeah.
I
And then
still
he goes
liked
to,
him
like,
then.
like,
No, I still liked him in the
Star-Lord.
Parks
This
and
is my
Rec
Star-Lord
day.
impression.
I love it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in space.
But I still liked him in the Parks and Recs days. But like,
No, I did too.
Not
but,
enough
like,
that I would follow
It's just
him.
funny because you go from the big chubby funny guy to like the jacked up funny guy.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Parks and Rec excuse as to why he lost all the weight?
Oh, because he just stopped drinking beer. But
Yeah.
that's what he said was how he actually got in
So
shape
it-
before.
so
He's
in
like,
the
I just
show-
stopped drinking beer.
In the show, they go to Europe for something, and one of the other characters, forget the nerdy guy.
Yeah.
What was his name? Whoever the nerdy guy was.
Yeah,
he asks
ended up
him,
marrying Leslie.
Ben White. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like, how did you lose all that weight? And he goes, I just stopped drinking beer. Weird, huh?
But that's what Chris Pratt was like tweeting out. He's
Yeah,
like, I
right.
went through this amazing transformation. Was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life was stop drinking beer, because which shows you how easy my life has been up to this point. So I mean, I honestly,
he's so
Guardians of the
great.
Galaxy, I could care less before that movie. After it, honestly was one of my favorite Marvel movies for the longest time.
And I actually liked the Bendis run on it.
Yeah.
It was pretty much
Yes.
the movie cast going
Right,
on.
yeah, well, that-
Towards the end, Bendis got a little Bendis with it when they pretty much sucker punched Thanos and knocked him out.
went
I'm
But-
pretty
Bendis.
sure that's Thanos or Bendis towards any end of one of his stories. It
I
just
can't wait
kinda
till
goes.
Superman punches Thanos. It's gonna happen.
I would. Based
never go
on,
full
for the
Bendis, is
record,
all I'm saying.
For what they're doing in DC, I would not be surprised if he did that to like a Thanos knockoff, just like in
You mean
Terrifics.
Darkseid?
No,
Well, no,
like an
Thanos was
actual
technically
one.
the
'Cause
Darkseid knockoff.
if you remember in the Terrifics when they go into the alternate dimension and there's Galactus,
Right, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they.
Oh,
did that.
Avenger says it's even funnier. It was stop drinking beer for a weekend.
He just comes out jacked. God, I wish that was a thing. Like if I just stopped Mountain Dew
if
for like a
only.
weekend, I'd come out jacked.
Yeah.
I mean, I still wouldn't do it, but still, it'd be
So anyway,
nice to know.
I think him being on Guardians 3 is probably the best thing for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, we were even talking about this. We were curious what's going to happen with superhero movies after Endgame,
I haven't hidden that. My theory, ongoing theory, has been, so if you look at the industry insiders, there's two directions that we're about to go in. Mm-hmm. And my big fear for the sake of our business is that the bad direction.
Yeah.
Once Endgame comes out, the bubble bursts. Mm-hmm. We're done with comic movies. We're done with comic books. Pop culture's at an end. Even when you came out to work here, I told you
pop culture's at an end.
Pop culture,
all of pop culture.
No, but even when you were coming out here 2 years ago, I told you my one fear right now is that the bubble will burst. Be aware of that. Like that could happen.
Right.
It will pop. Would you say?
Oh my god.
No, it'll burst.
Pop culture.
No, it won't. It'll burst. Stop it with your stupid joke.
I hate you, Potters.
Oh, you drink your whole rum and coke. That explains quite a bit.
I'm not even slurring my words. I just slurring my words.
Anyway, so I mean, I've been saying that for a while. Like, hey, when Rob and I first started the whole comic book thing, and Rob was like, "Well, man, it's gonna go forever. It's gonna last never end." I'm like, Rob, right now I'm gonna plan as if it's over when Avengers 4 comes out, and that's the end of the whole thing.
Yeah, but we're up to like Avengers 17.
No, technically this is the 4th. So that's my big fear right there.
I know.
Yeah. So
listen, Civil War was Avengers 3, 4.
There's technically Captain America.
but I know what he's saying. It was Avengers 3.
I know.
So we're technically up to Avengers 5.
Yeah.
Those are 6, whatever.
Continue, sorry.
So anyway, that's always been my concern, that the bubble was going to burst.
Yeah.
So you were saying that how?
I think that people knowing that he is back on it is going to kind of secure the bubble a little bit more. Not so much even just for the movie, but for the sake of James Gunn, and this entire situation has been such a big topic in the news, on social media, and all of that stuff, that people are just going to be curious about it for both the Suicide Squad 2 and Guardians 3. And I think just the recognition that it currently has in the world, I think that's going to secure the Marvel Cinematic Universe comic book movies for a little bit longer. And I think it's going to be great. I think he's going to also make people go, wow. I think he's going to do to the Suicide Squad movie what he did to Guardians and the comic
I'm hoping. I really am.
You're going to go, man, I like this. And they'll go, hey, Bendis, write the comic version.
I mean,
And then the Suicide Squad will punch Thanos in the face.
One thing that I like about what's going on is I feel like we're getting the best of both worlds here.
Yeah.
We've got James Gunn doing the Suicide Squad reboot, and even if he doesn't come back for the sequel, I feel like between Aquaman, the new Wonder Woman,
Maybe if he like points them in the right direction. Yeah.
he's going to get us in a right direction for DCEU. But we also get Guardians 3 the way it was intended.
Yeah.
No throwing out another thing, nothing like that. We're getting Guardians 3 the way it was intended. I'm on board with that.
The only way, honestly, when they said James Gunn was off of Guardians 3, I was like, oh man, like, the only way I would have looked forward really to Guardians 3 is if like, and I never pronounce his name right, but the guy who did Thor Ragnarok. Tahiti, I can't ever pronounce his name right.
Did you see his follow-up tweet to the announcement that James Gunn?
No, I didn't actually see that.
He said, I thought I was doing that.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they were like, James Gunn is out, but he's in, I would have been like, okay. I could see that, because I mean, Thor Ragnarok was really good.
I mean, honestly, if James Gunn was good, I was still going to see Guardians 3 regardless.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I just don't think it would have had the glory that Guardians.
And I wouldn't have gone into it looking forward to it as much.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, well, let's see how they screwed it up. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, the Thor Ragnarok guy, as good as Thor Ragnarok is, it's not the same tone or vibe as the Guardians.
No, exactly.
And I think it would have been one of those very, kind of like you go in, if it was him, and you'd be like, it was good, but it's not Guardians.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could have been a problem, but I'm so happy that James Gunn got rehired for that. Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I always pronounce his name wrong.
I don't know if that's actually what it was.
Did you call him like Takiti?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I always pronounce his
I
name wrong.
believe.
Taquito
I don't know how to
Tahiti.
spell it. I don't know how to spell it, so I'm like taco wasabi. I don't know. That's how I'm going to start referring to him.
Good old Taco
Wasabi.
All right, so I think overall we can all agree. There's not much more to run with on the Guardians 3 topic, so I think we can all just agree we're excited for this to be happening the way it
The
is.
question is, where are they going to go with it now?
For what we gather, it's going to be back to the way it was.
No. I mean, okay, so, because if it's going to take a few more years, you're going to have Avengers Endgame, so obviously something's going to go on with that. It's like, where are they going to go with Guardians 3 at this point?
Yeah. Well, luckily, the good thing about Guardians is the fact that because they're in space, they can ignore so much stuff from the other movies.
And then, I mean, that's really what they kind of did with Guardians 1 and 2. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't really have it. I mean, obviously there was the tie-ins and there's the, the Infinity Stone, things like that. But like, they didn't meet Captain America and things like that.
No, not at all.
So it's like, now they're aware of all these other heroes on Earth. What are we going to do with the team? Yeah.
So
I think I would not be surprised if when they started off, Chris Pratt will make a comment of, "There's too many heroes here. They're making me look
Let's
bad.
get out of here."
Let's go." And they're gonna go.
Milano ready to
my
go? We
gosh.
gotta leave.
I'm just gonna say right now, if they bring in Angela into Guardians 3, I'm gonna be so happy.
Okay, so before we move into the
sorry,
theories and what everyone's trying to speculate actually happened,
Right.
Yes.
and I want to have fun disputing this because a lot of it just takes common sense. I did
I
a
don't
tweet
like
out.
common sense.
You don't like common sense?
No, it pisses me off. Anyway.
I threw out a tweet, which apparently that explains why everyone was making fun of me. Apparently I misspelled it because I did it in a hurry. So here's what I actually said: Olay.
Olay!
Okay, and let's be honest though. If you spelt a tweet perfectly, people would know it wasn't you.
Yeah, they'd be like, someone else took over Twitter for the day. Olay! This week's Comics Experiment is about James Gunn's return. So hit me with your thoughts on this to be featured. It'll be airing today instead of Thursday, so join us soon. Olay!
I was like, can we open all shows with Olay now? That would be awesome to me.
Olay! I'd like a
love that.
sombrero
No, we're going way too right for that. Not cool. Not cool.
for appropriating Olay.
All right, so what tweets do we get?
We're appropriating.
Olay.
Olay.
Okay.
We're stealing it. That's right. It's ours
Jason
now.
Lopez II, first guy to tweet me back. No other person fought to get Gunn back more than this man. At least Drax will be happy now.
That is
Yes,
true.
he fought so hard for
He
that.
was like behind him all the time.
Yep. Which is part of my theory to debunk a bunch of these theories, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Marvel heard your theory about DC poaching him and decided to take him back. That was Davion West. Then somebody responded with, Olay!
Oh, and that GIF is amazing. It's all the Power Rangers putting on sombreros.
Hold up the phone. I can't see the GIF.
Look at this.
What the hell?
It's amazing.
What is that from?
I have no
I mean,
idea.
it's got to be Photoshopped.
Yeah, it's Photoshopped.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say there's no way there was
You
an
thought
episode.
that was legit?
Yeah, for a minute ago.
You remember that episode where they went to Mexico?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And
And
they,
they
fought
were
that.
like-
They fought the chupacabra monster, and they were
Sweet Exorcist says,
that.
is there going to be a comic book review show at all? Yes.
We did it just before this.
Nightwing 04 says, it's the bomb.
It's not really
It
a
is.
theory, but okay.
Yeah.
Doc Holmes says, apparently Gunn is still doing Suicide Squad. My question is this: Do you think we will see directors and writers being shared between franchises?
I think it'll be based off of what happens out of this, but
Yeah.
most likely no.
I don't see that happening either.
It's kind of the same.
Well, generally
with,
Disney locks them into like that.
I feel like
OU
this is
for-
a fluke, and it goes into my theories of what actually happened. But it's just a weird fluke due to contractual situations and James Gunn being an in-demand director.
Yeah.
So-
Because let's be honest, Disney is very possessive.
They are. Yeah.
They're not going to allow other people, but I feel like it's the same as like sharing writers between Marvel and DC, where it's like some writers do comics on both sides, but most of the time it's like, hey, Bendis, you're DC only now.
Yeah, for
and
like
stuff
10
like
years, we got you for whatever
Yeah.
amount of time.
Lee Jose says the announcement is so close to Fox still. I have a feeling the Shi'ar are going to be in the next Guardians movie.
Ooh,
I could see that.
that. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Aaron Barner says, I'm glad James Gunn is back. He wrote the script for Guardians 3. I don't think anyone else would have directed the characters as well as Gunn, even if they used his script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I do. Yeah.
Honestly, if they had, they did go through with Guardians 3 and they didn't bring him back, I feel like they should have had someone else write it because James Gunn has such a James Gunn
I was
style.
gonna say unique style of writing and directing, honestly.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Gamma Raid? Grad? Radio?
Gamma.
Gamma says, do you think that we will see some Fox Cosmic characters in the movie like Silver Surfer Galactus? While I want a great adaptation of both of these characters, I don't want another big purple space villain so soon after Thanos.
I want Starjammers. Which was like mutant.
Oh, I know.
Mutant Guardians of the
That's
Galaxy.
where, what's his face's father's at.
Yeah,
Cyclops.
yeah.
I know who they
I
are.
want Starjammers. I think it would be awesome.
I think if they did bring someone that like a celestial being in, it would be they would come in and they would defeat him in some really goofy way.
Yeah.
To make it not serious at all, because let's be honest, you can't have another Thanos
So soon.
so soon.
Yeah.
Happy Steve says, while I found what James Gunn tweeted in the past wrong, I'm glad Disney got over it. It's convenient that they hired him back once the heat went down on the subject. I hate this whole witch hunt for people's old tweets. Time passes, people grow, as I'm sure Gunn did. That's literally our stance.
I was going to say, that was always my thing. It was 10 years ago. Like,
I get it's bad, but yeah.
No, and I agree to that, but if you went back to when I was in my early 20s and started repeating some of the crap I said over a couple of beers, probably not great.
Yeah, that's what I always said.
The
person I am now is not the person I was at 21.
So.
Yeah, I doubt anyone is the same person they were 10 years ago. Hell,
Right.
some people sound amazing 10 years ago, and today they're terrible people.
So, okay, let's go into the theories that I've heard about. The biggest one that I'm hearing is, and you just repeated it yourself, James Gunn was never technically fired, and basically that was the intention. He was never technically fired.
Right.
Okay.
It's just been quiet the whole time, and this is always the intention. Okay?
Even though, like, it officially, they released official statements saying that he was dropped from the
And he got hired by the competitor.
Right, yeah. But he wasn't fired.
And all the
However,
actors came out
dropped is
against
a very vague term.
Yeah.
So here's the problems that I have with that. First off, WB hired him. That was announced January 31st.
Yeah.
Because some people are using the excuse of, well, he was dropped, and they were not going to bring him back until after the Fox deal went through so that their stocks wouldn't tank. The problem with that, in my opinion, is the WB thing. That's your big problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that happened January 31st. That was when news broke about James Gunn going to Suicide Squad. Which means now, this news broke, I say, about 3 days ago. So let's say middle of March.
Yeah.
It's been 45 days. So, how elaborate would your deal have to be? Your we're not actually firing you deal be to allow him to go to the direct... This isn't like he went to Fox.
Yeah.
And Fox bought on the new stuff,
Right.
so he's technically a part of it, and they just kind of loopholed him back in. No.
Fooled y'all.
He literally went to the people making DC movies.
Yeah. The only plausibility that would be behind that theory would be, one, let's say it was legit. WB would have had to pay a ton of money to basically say, hey, we screwed up this movie. We need to make a better version. We think he would be good. Let's do this. But I feel like it gets completely debunked based on how long of time it took from them going, hey, you're dropped, to, hey, he's on Suicide Squad 2. And then so quickly after Suicide Squad 2, we Guardians 3. Guardians 3. There was too long of a time for that to have actually been the situation.
And the time span of things is what doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Like if he was dropped from Guardians and immediately someone said Suicide Squad 2, and then immediately he's picked back up, or even they waited until now, I'd be like, it's still kind of shady. But, I mean, what do you think, Eddie? That he was never fired, just wasn't working.
I feel like it was probably, because I don't think they ever used the word fired.
Yeah.
No, but we know their contracts work.
No, that's what I'm saying. When they were saying stuff like he was dropped because of the tweets and yada yada, and that was the thing. They also pointed to reasons.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he's in a timeout. Like they were like he is dropped.
Go
because
sit
of
in the corner.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, we're
WB
gonna
sneaks over there. Hey, we're gonna get you out of the corner.
like he's a kid in the recess.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing? You want to come play kickball?
You want to go play Suicide Squad?
Like that's the thing. I feel like they were just like, all right, we're not saying you're fired, but
Right.
you know, we can't have this. We're Disney, you know. We can't have these really awkward tweets.
And like I said, if he went to work at Fox,
That's what I'm saying. And then I feel like it was almost because everybody was like super excited when he got put on Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, James Gunn's gonna make a great Suicide Squad movie. Yeah, we're all around. And I think Disney would then at that point, or Marvel, whoever, you know, whatever the higher ups, were just like, oh crap.
Yeah.
All right.
we just lost James Gunn.
Yeah,
Now,
let's get
another
James Gunn
thing
back.
that has supposedly come out of this, the rumor mill.
Okay.
Where's my train of thought with this? Oh yeah, no. So another debunking factor on this whole thing: the actors.
Yes.
Even the mild ones, like Chris Pratt, they were vocally against this.
Right.
Yeah.
And some were like, I refuse to work with you unless you rehire Batista.
Yeah, Batista said this. Yeah, he basically said, I'm not going to be in the movie. He's not doing it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so some are a lot quieter about it. Hey, we all disagree with this. Like Chris Pratt and I think whoever plays Gamora, what's her name?
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, there you go.
Saldana.
Zaldana.
Saldana, yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, yeah, we disagree, but they were going to see how it pans out.
Right,
Drax was like,
Nope, I'm out.
yeah.
He was like, I'm not doing this if he's not doing it.
Right, and then there was talks of them using the same script but without James Gunn, and then the actors got even more vocal about it. Once again, if this was planned from the beginning,
Then they would have shut up about it.
right. If Disney's whole plan was, we're just gonna get rid of him until you all stop going on about it, and then we're gonna rehire him.
Even if the actors weren't aware, like the first time Dave Bautista was like, "I'm not doing this," they would have been like, "No, man, he's still with us. We're gonna let it die down a little bit. He's coming back. Don't worry about it."
What if, so on the side of play
devil's advocate.
hypothetically,
You beat the other side of this
yes,
argument.
the guy came from wrestling.
So you think they just have him playing the heel?
Well, let's be honest. In WWE wrestling, you have all these people who are very vocal, and they're actors.
Yeah.
My uncle used to had a couple scripts for the WWE, and they have to make it very, very strong against certain sides. They're never mild about it.
So maybe he was playing the
and
part.
so exactly, of all people to have that role and actually have experience in that kind of thing,
yeah.
he would be the one to really commit to being loud, being vocal about it, and being very, very strong towards one direction. I can't think of the right word.
Well, I mean, and now I feel like we're back on an episode of Conspiracy Cast, because then you could also be like, well, because obviously the world, these tweets come out, and obviously somebody saw them and got offended or whatever like that, and that's why Marvel and Disney were like, we got to cut him. Well, then we want people to back James Gunn. What if we just have Batista as like, yeah, I'm with James Gunn. And then people who are a fan of Batista and James Gunn will be like, yeah, us too. And
with the way social media works, and with right now, everyone loves being very vocal. So when they hear an actor is very against this, and people love flocking behind those kind of people. And he would be a great guy. He's got experience. I mean, devil's advocate, because I don't think that that's actually what happened.
it was a giant conspiracy.
The next biggest thing that people have been saying is the reason why, this is their proof, this whole thing has been orchestrated, is that Disney wasn't looking for a replacement director.
Well, see, that's what they come out as saying now.
Yeah.
We never actually started looking.
So here's my theory on that whole thing. Because obviously they're not going to say why they didn't do it.
Right.
One, there was loose talks. The guy from Ragnarok was literally talked about within the first week as being a possible replacement.
Yep.
They didn't talk to him. The name was just tossed around.
Right.
Here's what I think. And this,
like they were executives like, screw James Gunn. We got taco wasabi. We're fine. Dude did Ragnarok. We're good. Don't even worry about it.
Taco wasabi.
Here's what I think happened with that. Because this did happen during, once the Fox talks had started up. James Gunn's out.
Right.
You have your actors pretty much boycotting.
Right.
One of which stating he will not return.
He legit is boycotting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
The others are all like, hey, we disagree highly and we signed to this thing on Instagram.
Right.
But Dave Bautista's like, no, I'm burning your house down.
I will suplex you. You do not bring James Gunn back.
That's what I was saying.
Where's Mickey?
Not only that, let's so Fox is happening. Kevin Feige and all them are worried about Fox and getting the X-Men and what they're going to do with the X-Men and things like that, right? Guardians 2 left at a point where, yes, there was a cliffhanger, but it could end. We're done with Guardians 2.
Yeah.
And you've got your actors boycotting the whole thing. Not only all of that, but you're a social media fire. With everyone siding on both sides of, no, James Gunn deserved it. And people going, what is wrong with you? That was 10 years ago.
Right.
So you are the talk of the town right now. It's the equivalent of, once the actors all signed a petition, it's the equivalent of the strike line.
Yeah.
We're not going to work without him.
Yeah.
So if anything, I 100% understand why they didn't hire another director, because if that is the situation you're at, and I'm like, Dan, hi, brand new director who's not really well known in the scene, but you're trying to make a name for yourself. Yeah. Do you want to pick up James Gunn's slack?
Right.
Just keep in mind, Batista might suplex you.
It's part of the contract.
Yeah, it's
you
in there.
accept the possibility.
We're gonna need you to sign this waiver that doesn't make us liable if he suplexes you.
But what I'm saying is, it was and if I'm Disney, I'm like, we'll get to that later.
We'll just keep it. We're getting to it. Don't even worry about it. And then
we'll see what happens 6 months, 8 months, 12 months down the road.
Yeah.
You know what? Guardians 3 doesn't even have a release date right now.
Not overly worried about it.
Yeah, we're not concerned. We might have the X-Men back. Guardians can come out in 10 years for all we care.
Because they're not. not sound bad. They're not relevant to anything else.
Yeah, that's just it.
They're in
Yeah,
space.
I mean, all their stuff is side stories.
Exactly.
Essentially.
And like you said, they've got other things to focus on. They would have ruined their reputation even more if they had brought on someone
Any
else.
director who accepted this role
Exactly.
would have been literally in the middle of this divide.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were waiting for it to die down and then be like, oh, hey, we found a reason to bring him back, but because of the Suicide Squad deal, they fast-tracked it, and they were like, okay, let's bring him back.
Well,
If
no.
they're okay taking the hit,
I don't even think that's it. I don't even
we'll
think they
do it
intended.
too.
I think when this went down, there was no intention of bringing back James Gunn. They were just like, whatever, we'll get rid of him. We'll deal with the heat from it. What I honestly think was going on behind the scenes, if you looked at what Marvel Cinematic Universe did for the last year and a half, they've barely spoken since Infinity War. Because they don't want to talk about the future plans. They don't want to talk about future movies. The only
Because it ruins Endgame.
Right. The only thing we know about is Spider-Man: Far From Home, because it literally comes out 2 months after, and Captain Marvel.
We know Peter's coming back, and we know Nick Fury's coming back.
Well, you know what I'm saying, like so.
Or we think, because I mean, with Mysterio being in Spider-Man, you never know who's back.
Well, so what I'm saying though is, you've got so much on your plate. Guardians isn't even in the horizon right now,
Right.
and you're focusing on Endgame and the Captain Marvel backlash that you're expecting in 6 months. Because even if Disney was like, "What backlash?" You just got to look at anything that's been going on for the last 3 years to know Captain Marvel's going to get some backlash.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So what I'm saying is like they had no reason.
Yeah.
It's not like Guardians was going into pre-production in September, and so they needed to get someone in there.
I think this is people taking the no word as, oh, there was this giant thing going on behind this because they didn't say anything. Like they were probably just focusing on other stuff.
That's it. They're just focused. Guardians was not a priority, and with how much of a fire this created, I think they were just like, it's not a priority. It's not coming out anytime soon. Don't worry about it.
It'll go away.
By the time we're ready to look for a director, they'll forget all about this whole James Gunn thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think they were thinking.
Yeah.
I do know that they had done some pre-production for it because when we were on a flight to back from LA for Denver Comic-Con, I actually sat next to his brother Sean Gunn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was talking to him, and he was like, after he does Denver Comic-Con, he's actually flying to Atlanta for Guardians 3.
Well,
Like he specifically said it, and so I mean, obviously that doesn't mean they're going to film,
Right.
But there was
Just
clearly
something
something going
yeah,
on. But this was a couple months before the whole James Gunn thing.
I like our Twitch chat, Vet Geek. And new director Dan, you also have to work with the brother of the guy we fired, in addition to the wrestler that is very angry.
Yeah.
The brother of the guy.
He plays one of the aliens.
Yeah. He's got that whistly arrow thing now.
He does now.
Thinks he can still use it. And he's just like sitting on the table.
Anyway, so what do you guys think about all of this? And then of course the theory that they've had him back the whole time, but they wanted to wait for the Fox deal to be 100% in the books.
I think people just want reasons and they're coming up with random things. I think at the end of the day, they felt they were in the right to fire him. They had no reason to focus on Guardians 3 at the time.
Yep.
But I do think Suicide Squad 2 was the reason why they brought him back. I think that was them going.
Well, so
hey,
here's you want to know my theory? Because
Okay.
it's related to you just stating that. That's why I'm jumping in, interjecting. Okay, so here's my theory as to what actually happened. Coming from a guy who runs a business where I try not to micromanage you guys, and I let you just run with things in general.
Yeah.
Disney's a giant corporation. We already knew that that when this went down, Bob Iger was out of the office for that whole week.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what was going on. No, literally, it's out there. Like
No, I know. So your theory is he showed back up and was like, what the hell did you do?
Kind of.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking happened is this. The guy in charge of the whole situation went down. Bob Iger, all the high head honchos, they're out the door. They're not even worried about this. This would be the equivalent of me going on this week-long trip, and while I'm gone, Dan decides to do something crazy with the company. You know,
I got ideas for brand new shows. We'll do them always gone.
all day, every day. All of us is going live.
We're just going live and doing stuff.
But anyway, so I come back, or I hear through a phone call, hey, such and such happened. You know, I took action. I got rid of such and such. So
I actually fired Ben. Yeah. While Ben was gone.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell me.
what I'm saying is that higher up got rid of James Gunn, shot over the message to his higher ups. Hey, here's the tweets. Here's the reasoning. We got rid of him. As a guy who runs a company myself, if that situation had arisen and you had sent me a message stating I got rid of this problem person to attend your tweets, I may go, are you sure it was the right decision? And if you go, yeah, I go, okay. And that's the end of it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, Bob Iger and those guys who run the heads up, they're not sitting on the toilet going, what are people saying on Twitter?
You don't think so?
Yeah, I really don't think so.
On his gold-crusted toilet.
Browsing Twitter.
Diamond flusher.
He's searching hashtags. Hashtag save James Gunn. Oh yeah, these are really good points.
Wiping his ass with $1,000 bills that he had printed.
With his face on them. So anyway, that's when I think this went down like last May or June or whatever. It's been a while. Or at least
been
August.
a bit. Yeah,
It has been long.
So
enough,
it floats away. Head honcho of Disney's just like, whatever. You know, this will blow over like every other stupid thing on the internet that I don't look up, and I just have people telling me what's going on.
Yeah.
And seriously, like,
What's going on the internet today? What are the masses saying?
seriously, I don't think he's sitting on Twitter browsing.
Right, no.
Like, anyway.
Probably
Yeah.
So fast forward to Suicide Squad dropping. Okay? And you're the head honcho of Marvel and everybody, all sitting around discussing Fox. Let's say you're even in a meeting with the Fox people, and the news breaks that James Gunn just got hired by your number one rival in the superhero space to direct a film similar in vein to the one that you made successful.
And not just that, your direct competitor, as they are finally kind of having their rise in movies.
Yes.
Because they were not doing that great in the DCEU, but they've started to have some better stuff, and then they're like, hey, we're going to bring this guy in for some even better stuff. Yeah.
So word comes down with that. You're sitting with all your higher-ups and you're finally like, okay, tell me exactly what happened. You know what I mean? So word starts going around, they start actually discussing it, they see that the hooplas died down, and then they hire him on. Yes, they may not have announced it till March 15th, but I don't think it was any earlier than maybe February 15th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Like, they hired him on, and maybe at that point they were like, okay, we brought him back, we worked out the... Because maybe they were like, hey, we want to bring you back, James Gunn, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
But what's the next thing they got to do? Let's sit with WB and figure out how this is going to work.
Yeah.
And they sit with WB and they work out logistics, and then they come back.
It
and
was
go,
probably a lot sooner than anyone actually realizes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, what I think it was the Suicide Squad thing, but I think what ended up happening was, because I guarantee you the big higher-ups were like, wait, how did we lose him exactly? What did you do? You know, and then they looked into it, and they're like, you fired him for tweets from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Does the internet care anymore? No, just hire the guy back. Whatever, resolve
It's been
this.
11 years. Now he's definitely not the same guy. He's had his 1 year of punishment. I'm sure he's learned his lesson from
Time
10
out.
years ago.
Get down.
But what I'm saying is, like, I mean, that's exactly like, a better example is Discord. Let's say our moderators went in and banned somebody from Discord. I wouldn't honestly think anything of it. I'd be like, oh, they probably deserved it and whatever.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do any work into it until I had to do due diligence. Something came up, oh, it was a big hoopla and you didn't do it. Oh, okay, fine. Give me all the information. Then I would look into it, then I'd see what actually happened. And I guarantee you that's kind of what happened at the MCU headquarters.
Yeah.
The higher-ups, because Kevin Feige and all them were busy with the Fox stuff.
Yeah.
So I've guaranteed the higher-ups are just like, whatever. You're like, I don't care. Like,
Right.
is
I
he
trust
gone?
your judgment.
Yeah,
Like-
I trust your judgment. It's fine. We'll deal with this later. And they just now dealt with it. You know, that's what I think happened.
I can see that.
Yeah. No, I think that's exactly what happened. And because, I mean, like you said, besides them saying James Gunn is gone and the comment of they're going to use his script, nothing else was said about Guardians 3. Like the
And
only
even the actor
things
and
you
Batista
heard,
stuff died down after like a month and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
because most of the things you did hear about it were through other sources, through the actors, through different people on Twitter, stuff like that. Besides the script and the firing or dropping, nothing from the main people.
No, and
Which
that-
would
and that's what I'm
support
saying.
your theory of they weren't really even caring. They were like, hey, this Fox deal is way bigger than one director for one movie. This is multiple franchises of X-Men, Hulk, Fantastic Four, all of this stuff. And they were very clearly had their focus somewhere else.
And I would even believe people going, oh, they hired him back then, but they wanted to keep it quiet. If the WB thing didn't exist.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
The WB thing kind of, to me, proves nothing was discussed until at least January 31st when that deal dropped.
The only thing that would make me go, oh no, this did happen before, would be if Guardians was his priority. But because Suicide Squad 2 is the priority according to the agreement, that's very clear they got him back after. Because you're not going to go, hey, we hired him, but you know what? We're going to let you have him.
Yeah, no, exactly. And not only that, I mean, if this was all orchestrated from the beginning, and for whatever the reason, James Gunn's next big move was to go to WB, you're right. They would have been like, no, we're doing Guardians 3 first.
Yeah.
Then you can take him WB. But no, they came in after, which means he has to do Suicide Squad 2 first. What it probably is like if they pull him away, there's a huge fine or whatever that Disney had to pay, and they're just like, just make the movie. We don't care. You know?
It's not like it's going to affect the MCU anyway. Let's be honest. Actually, my theory is after he made those tweets, Batista went to every higher up in Disney and Marvel. Batista bombed every single one of them. And then when they came out of traction, that's when they rehired
Makes
James
sense,
Gunn.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually how I think it happened.
Now, like I said, all of that, that's just my theory in the whole thing. I think what's going on the internet is kind of what you said. Everyone's just looking for answers.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to say what happened. No one's going to talk about what happened.
Right, yeah.
Plus,
People just love wildly speculating.
people want views, likes, and retweets.
It's true.
So they just
I
want
mean,
it to
that's
be
why
very
I probably
loud.
titled this one, We Have the Answer to What Happened to James Gunn. It's all true. Nothing is speculation.
And I just gave you the answer. Chat and YouTube.
Yeah.
Batista bombs. I'm telling you, that's what happened. And if you don't like
I'd
that,
love to see
I'm
it.
going to Batista bomb you.
Batista versus the Disney Corporation.
Just guys flying out of windows.
We should do that skit. So anyway.
There's two people talking and there's nothing in the background. Then all of a sudden Drax moves and he's like, he was there the whole time.
Oh my God!
I thought he was invisible.
Why is he in the body makeup? That means he got up that morning, but this is expressly to do it. He's like, I sat in a chair for 4 hours getting this stuff put on me, and I'm going to Batista bomb every single one of you.
Yes,
That is-
we are keeping Andy. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Now it's time to end our particular episode. Don't forget to check out calm.com/RNBE for a great sleep app and meditation app to help you get through a lot of things. I like how this was going to be a shorter episode, and it's just as long as a normal episode.
We didn't even talk about Endgame.
Yeah, we had two topics to do a 30-minute episode and we did one for 45 minutes.
This hurts when you tap your head like that. Anyway, you can find us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/EligibleMonster every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, except the one that this was supposed to be aired on. And you can also find us early access at patreon.com/Comicstorian. If you want more, Dan, where can you find you, Dan?
They can find me on Twitch at DanTStreamer or on Twitter at DanTProducer.
All right, and now I'm snapping, so you got to go disappear under the table so that Dylan can kind of rotoscope you out. Otherwise, you'll look like an idiot. Ready?
That was what does it.
Yeah, that works.
Nope.
Same thing. All right, Andy, where can I find you?
You can find me at @ForIamTheAndy on Instagram, where I have 12 followers, no profile picture, and no posts.
All right, and I'm snapping you out of distance.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Nah, it doesn't work on me. I can actually...
And at the end of this, Thanos punch!